Okay, so we are moving right along. As you know, we've kind of been tackling uh, either new consultant task or restarting your business tasks. And we've had a couple great topics, and now we are touching on how to book parties. Um, for some of us, we've been in this forever. We know what works, but we know what doesn't. For others of us, you might have just signed up. You might have been in here 3 months. And I have to say, and I'm sure that Allison and Brandy will agree with me, that when you hit that 3 month mark, that's when things start to slow down just a little bit. You start your business off with a bang, you're talking to everybody, and then all of a sudden, like your immediate family, they all have their sensei, they're all set, and you have to start pushing outside of that comfort zone. So, as uncomfortable as I just said, as that can be, it really is vital if you want to continue and grow in this business. Booking parties is essential. It really is. And you need to have those because, let's say you have your list, and I'm going to talk about this here. So you want to start with your list of 100. Now, some people might be like, oh, do I really need a list of 100? Honestly, you really should always have a list of 100 so you can start writing people down. And you start, this person, this person, this person. And what I like to do is I would talk to one of my girls on my team, Colleen. Hi, Colleen, if you're watching the replay. And she is a really, really big rock star at front loading her months and having epic parties. And she always has a whole bunch of parties on the books because she front loads. So what I mean by that is starting at like the last week. So let's say starting the 17th and 24th of this month, I do the Wednesdays. Wednesday is my party booking day. So there's no question about when it's going to happen. I want to reach out to at least 5 people and ask them to book parties. If I don't get a yes in there, and depending on my energy level, I will go for more. Otherwise, I'll take a break and say, okay, I'll do it tomorrow, and I'll put that on my schedule. But I try to keep going until I at least get one party on the books. All right. So let's say you've been in this a few months. You've had your brother, host a party for you. You've had your mom host a party. You've had, a couple friends from work. What you should have been doing in that meantime is collecting those new customers. Okay. So you want to start making them contacts, and you want to reach out to them and say, hey, I really appreciate your purchase from Allison's party, and I would love to help you get your own free stuff by having a party with me. Now, lots of people get scared by the word party. So you have to find a way that sounds authentic to you that isn't going to scare people off. Now, for me, and the first thing I have on here is, okay, so you talk to your list of 100, you're asking people. I use the term borrow bags. Okay. With COVID, there are places that are doing, are not doing, blah, 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 are not allowing people to meet in person. There's places that are. It's all about your comfort level on whether you want to do home parties or not right now, and whether that is something that is on your radar. I have never been someone who loves to do home parties. Okay. I get really uncomfortable with with my anxiety, depression. I just get really weird. Like it drains a lot out of me. So I don't like to do a lot of them. My bread and butter from day one has been basket parties, but I have changed the verbiage on that, and I call them borrow bags now. Okay. Because when you say borrow bag, they're like, well, what's that? It doesn't sound like a party. It doesn't sound like they have to do a whole lot of work. It doesn't sound like they have to clean their house, that they have to, blah, blah, blah. A borrow bag is essentially that. And you can make these as small or as big a borrow bags as you want. I was listening to a training to prepare for this because I am in the season where I want to change some things up. So I'm looking for ideas for myself. I was listening to a training, and this one girl has 3 stages of borrow bags. She has a borrow pouch, which just has felt samples of like 10 cents that she puts in there for them to smell, and a couple catalogs and a couple order forms. That's it. So she sends those out if they want just a sampling. Her main borrow bag is just like that. It's just the testers catalogs, order forms, and maybe a couple samples for the hostess to try out so that she can say, oh yeah, Molly gave me a couple samples of this to try out and I really love it. And, I think you should try it too, because her word of mouth is gold here. She's the one that's inviting all her friends. She's the one that's putting this under your nose. So you are going to trust her rather than some consultant that you don't know. So I love to put in some samples so that way they really get a sense of what we're doing. I like to give samples of the scent of the month. I'd like to give samples of laundry because, like I said, I make up my own washer whiff samples because those are my absolute favorites. And I find that the scent clings to those the most when coming to your clothes, and you get the most bang for your buck out of that one. I will do samples of soak. So this is all a different talk about making your samples, but it can really be samples of anything. Okay. You could throw in a room spray in there and show them what a room spray does. I love room sprays. I have them in every room in my house. Some people don't use room sprays. They don't share them. Share what is authentic to you. And then the last tier of what she has is she will throw it's not the go party. It's what she does is she puts a wall fan diffuser in there with a set of pods and then the testers and stuff. So that way they get to actually try one of the products without giving up a whole bunch of wax, getting a messy warmer back, that type of stuff. In the past, I've given out borrow warmers before and they never come back looking wonderful, or, it can be a mess. I love the idea of doing a wall fan because this is a new product that you can get people addicted to, which they do. It's great for people with pets and with kids. It's great to have in offices. I mean, y'all know, and if you don't want to throw a whole wall fan diffuser in there, throw one of those easy little, mini fans. I mean, that's something you throw in there and it's good to go. But basically having one of our scent systems in the bag for that hostess to try. Right. So that's the 3 different types of borrow bags she does. And I think that's genius. I think that's really awesome. I have done pouch parties, like the smaller ones, and those are okay. Most of the time, my borrow bags are the ones that are really like the ones with just the testers and the catalogs in it. So that's definitely what I want to try doing. And what I recommend to get people to take one of these borrow bags is go live. Okay. You don't have to look cute. Honestly, people don't trust people who look good in front of camera all the time. All right. We want to see the real you. People know you, they love you, they want you no matter how you show up. So go online, go live, which I know can be scary, but hey, it doesn't have to be long. And just pull apart the pouch and show them what's in there. Be like, look, you get all these testers to sniff, not to use. You get all of these, you get a bunch of catalogs, you get some order forms, show them the samples you're going to throw in there for them to try out. And then, see if you get any bites that way by saying, hey, I've got however many you want to say you have available. If you only have one, you only have one. And then you just say, okay, I can only give it out a week, and schedule those weeks and get that bag going, because those testers are not doing you any good sitting here waiting for you. Okay. Same thing with online parties. You just tell people, you say, hey, I have got a really easy format. If you want to have an online party, you don't have to have, people in your house. You don't have to go anywhere. You can sit in your jammies, blah, blah, blah. However you like to sell it. Online parties are really, really big right now. And right now too, with the holidays, you can theme these out. You could have a Friendsgiving theme party. You can have an ugly Christmas sweater theme party, and everyone has to snap a picture of them in the ugliest sweater they can find, in their house. Or, it doesn't have to be their own. You can have like a Christmas card, theme party, and you send a Christmas card to all the girls saying, hey, welcome, come to the party this night. There's so many different themes that you can do right now that tie into our Scentsy products as well. And the same thing for home parties. If like I said, I know Canada's pretty shut down. The US is a lot more open. So if you're in the US and you want to do an open house type party, you can definitely do these same things for them, but making it fun and making it different and not doing the same thing all the time. Because if, Allison's having a party and Brandy's there and I do the same thing at Brandy's party, granted, Allison might be the only one there, but Brandy might be like, okay, well, I've heard all this before. Let's do something a little different. And it doesn't have to be a lot different, just a few things to shake things up. Um,
Can I touch on that for a sec, Molly?
yeah, go
Sorry.
for it.
So because Canada is, kind of on the lockdown here, in different areas, we have to think outside the box. So I'm doing like an open house type thing that I have all my product set up, any like in stock stuff that I'm going to have, and people make appointments. So I'm doing it from like the 17th, 18th, probably, until the 22nd of November. And then I'm going to do it for another 3 days in December. But the thing is, you want to make sure that people are booking apartments. Oh my God, appointments with you, because you don't want to have like, okay, open house. I'm open from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. Pop over whenever you want, because they're going to waste your time. You're going to waste your own time because you're going to leave that window of time open. Some people might show up, some people don't. At least if people are booking appointments with you, the accountability is there. And then you can reach out to that person and say, hey, we're meeting today at 12 o'clock. I can't wait to see you. So that's kind of like the idea that I'm doing, because people are uncomfortable right now. We're just getting back to the normal. Okay, go ahead. I'm done my rant.
No. And I appreciate that. That's a really great idea, because too, that honestly, I have done open houses where nobody shows up, and I wish I would have either put my window of being open to a lot smaller, or like you said, have people book times so that way I can spend one-on-one time with them. And that way, if they say, oh, I'm not going to be coming, then I can be like, okay, well, now I don't have to, whatever. I can call the next person and say, hey, can you come earlier so I can be done earlier? I mean, it all just depends on what you have open, but I really love that idea. So
And
thank
you
you
can
for
use
sharing.
that Calendly, and like send it out in like your Mad Mimi, and people can just click on it and book the times right there, and you get notified.
That's
That's
awesome.
yeah.
That's a really good idea. Thank you. Okay. Try new things to see what works for you. So let's say you feel stuck and you feel like, okay, I'm trying to do all these hot Facebook parties and none of this is working for me. Well, try something different. If you're using Visly, you can go, there is a Scentsy Consultant Visly family page where people share their codes. You can try new formats out. If you aren't loving the way your online parties are going, try to, push your girls to try a basket party, try basket parties a little bit more. I mean, just shaking things up and not giving up when you feel like, oh, nobody's booking. Okay, I'm just done. It's like, how bad do you want this? Right? Sometimes you might try 5, 6, 7 things that aren't working, and then all of a sudden it clicks. I mean, there's no right or wrong way to, I mean, there's some wrong ways to do it according to compliance, but you want to make sure that you're like exhausting your options here, I mean, and getting outside the box and asking. It doesn't have to be a traditional party either. You can go to your dentist office and say, hey, can I leave a borrow bag here with a warmer for a week and see what happens? And whether they are up for it or not, always an option. I've done it and I've gotten a lot of great orders from it. I've done it other times and they just hand it back and say, oh, yeah, thank you. And it's like, all right, okay. All right, well, that sucked. But I mean, it didn't kill me to ask. It was scary as hell to ask. But I walked out of there. I'm like, yeah, I did it. And they said yes. Or, oh, they said no. Okay. Well, it didn't kill me to hear no. And I'm still standing. It's just, you have to decide how bad you want it and how much you're going to put yourself out there to get it. Okay. It's not always fun to say that, to have those hard come to Jesus talks, but you're not going to get anywhere if you don't get yourself outside your comfort zone. Another way to try and book some parties is go live with your warmer of the month and say, who would you like this warmer would you like this warmer free? And they'll be like, what? I could get that warmer free? How can I get that warmer free? And then you tell them in a personal message, say, yeah, you can get this warmer free if you host a qualifying party. And yeah, you might be spending, $20 to cover the other costs of that warmer, because what you want to do is use your perpetual party reward. But if they're hosting a successful party, or if you're booking other parties off of that, I promise you it's worth it to give a little bit to get more in return. Okay. Because I mean, you know, people know when you go the extra mile for them, and they know when you are giving them good customer service and you're treating them right. And if they know that they can get this warmer free and all they have to do is share, you know, a little bit of Scentsy with their friends, you have to coach them, which Allison will be talking about next week. You have to coach them on how to do that in 2 weeks. No. Oh, are you the 23rd, Allison? I think she is. 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Okay. Brandy's next week. Anyway. Oh my God, you guys. I'm telling you, today has been rough. Anyway, but we'll teach you how to coach them to have successful parties. But by booking them, you can offer them little things like that. And go by your price point. If you really can't afford a lot right now, say, hey, you book a party with me and you can have any mini warmer of your choice free when your party qualifies. Or you book a party with me, and if they have a lot of warmers, say, I'll get you a tub of washer whiffs for free if your party hits qualifying status. Whatever you are comfortable with. Again, we talk about this all the time. Don't break the bank. Don't do more than you can. But there are little ways that you can offer little incentives for people to book parties with you. It's just whether or not you're willing to go that extra mile for them to get that back in return, if you know what I mean. You know, the better you treat these customers, they're going to be referring people. Those people are going to have parties. If they're having fun at your parties, they are going to want, like, let's say, you know, I see Carrie on my screen right now. Carrie's having an awesome time at Brandy's party, and she sees that I have this little, I have a little picture that I share in my online parties, and it's just a picture of 3 bags, and they're 3 different sizes, and in front of them is just 1, 2, 3. And then I say, you know, I love spoiling my hostesses, and I use the hostess's name, and I say, you know, gosh, I would love to spoil you. If you pick a number, you know, pick one of these bags, I'll get in touch with you, and you can have as much fun as, you know, Brandy's been having, you know, hosting this party, whatever. And then when they message me, it doesn't matter the size of the bag, because I offer them the same thing all the way across the board. And right now I've been offering either a clean bundle or a body bundle, because I want them trying things besides warmers and wax. I want them trying. Most of my customers have been with this in such a long time that, you know, or all they know is that Scentsy. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I have so many people who say, oh, I didn't know Scentsy made body products. Oh, I didn't know that Scentsy did laundry stuff. I didn't know they did clean stuff. I just knew about the warmers and wax. This way, I'm giving this to the hostess so that she knows she can try it out. And most of the time they try it out and they need more. And then that creates more sales for you in the future. So that's why I do love doing the clean bundles and the body bundles, because A, they're cheaper when you use the half-priced host reward, or and they are something different. If they ask, like, oh, could I do a laundry bundle? I say yes, because yeah, that's $25 in my pocket, but I'm coaching them. So they are most likely going to have a good party, and I will make more than that anyway. So it kicks back itself to me. Plus, you can write it off as a business expense on your taxes. Always remember that. We'll talk taxes probably once it gets closer to tax time. I think I'll probably have Gina. She's underneath Marie, and she is an actual accountant, and it'd be great to have her come on and we could pick her brain, because
I would love that for January, because January, fresh new year, we'll all need to know what we need to put in all of our tax stuff and what we need to save and how to be organized. Mm-hmm. Get Miss Gina on for January. Gina in January.
All right, I'll message her now and have her pick a day. And I know we might have to do a later time for that too, because she's way out on the West Coast. So just so you're aware. But anyway, yeah, so going and offering things, or going live with products, you know, and saying, I mean, we can't do it with Disney products, obviously, because you can't get those half priced and, discounted, but you can, do it with other products. So whenever you're going live and sharing something, say, hey, and ask me how to get this free. Ask me how to get this free. Oh, that should be like the one thing you're ending your videos with when you're talking about products, or if you're sharing and someone, you share it and someone goes, oh my gosh, I really, really love that. What's the price? And they kind of balk at it, be like, well, you could get this half priced or free by hosting a party with me. And then you say you can use this on you can use this for your rewards, or this can be your gift from me. It's up to you, but it has to be a qualifying party. That's pretty much what I do, what I like to share. And I plan on going live again because I haven't done it in a while with my borrow bag and trying to get some more people, because we all know we want to get those trips happening to Alaska. And yeah, so that's kind of what I have. Allison, Brandy, feel free to share if you do anything different, what you do different.
I'll just jump in there. So lately, I do Visly online parties, and some go well and some don't. It just depends on the guests and everything. But I've been doing a lot of just personal shopping links. So I get a lot of people that'll reach out and, they want stuff off the holiday collection. So then right away, I'm like, you know what? I can create you a shopping link, get your, like, I had like three, they're like older ladies, their kids are growing. So I was like, get all your kids to shop on it and your friends and family. And I was like, and then we'll revisit it and see what you've earned half price and free. And so it's almost like it's a really easy one for me and then I usually will do up the link. I send the person the link to send to everyone of the party link. And then I send the link of like, the holiday brochure and the catalog for them. But it's just super easy. And it seems to get me some orders, like where the person was just going to order themselves. I end up getting a bunch of orders off it. I do offer an online party, but I find that a lot of them, they are happy to just take that shopping link. So I just open them a party and then, give them the link, and I call it, Kelly's shop, Scentsy holiday shopping link. That's about it.
That's awesome. Brandy, how about you?
So I've been doing interactive posts to get party bookings. So I don't know if a lot of you guys have me on Facebook, but you guys probably seen the post that Mandy Bolin and Wendy created and posted in our Together We're Better group with the diffuser and kind of the verbiage. I posted it in our team group last week. I think I was able to, by the end of it, there was over 100 comments on this post, and I was able to book 5 individual party shopping links, because I was also doing that. Let's do a party link, because the pressure for people to have parties right now, people are busy, people are stressed out. Yeah. Financially, some people just can't fathom having people in their house and, provide the food and this and that. So this is a really good way to kind of do a twist on a party. Another thing I did last incentive for annual sales, I posted a picture and it had 4 mini warmers on it. And I said, what one is your favorite? And I just said that. It wasn't if you could pick one, which one would you pick? It was just, what one is your favorite? And I had letters underneath them, A, B, C, D. And then people just went nuts. Again, posting. And then every single person, I messaged them the exact same thing, because I'm a keep it simple, stupid girl, because I don't have time to mess around. And it sounds bad, but I don't have time to mess around and change people's names and say, oh, you picked number 7 and you picked 5 and 2 and blah, blah, blah. Because by the end of it, I would probably end up screwing up and saying, oh, you picked 2 when they actually picked 5. So I just kind of keep it simple. And I said to them, I will give you that warmer for free if you host a qualifying party. And right away, they're always like, well, what's a qualifying party? 200 US, 265 Canadian. And I break it down to them, because when you see that number right away, you're like 265. Ooh, that's a lot. So if you break it down to them in the smaller increments, so if you say to them well, if you have 4 friends and they each spend $66, that will give you your nightlight for free. So breaking things down into smaller numbers makes it less scary for people. It makes it more enticing, and they're more achievable for them to kind of want to jump on board. But yeah, I find with interactive posts, it's a lot better. I get more interaction, which builds my Facebook algorithm, and people see my stuff more.
Mhm.
Yeah, and even to piggyback.
Oh,
am I unmuted now? Okay,
unmuted.
Sorry, it was like.
Oh, now you're muted again. No, you're still there. There you go.
There,
okay,
you're back.
My computer was being leggy. No, but I agree with that. Or saying, hey, 7 6-packs in the US is all you need. 7 6-packs. Who needs 6 packs of wax? And they're like, oh, I can do 7 6-packs. I could do that 7 6-packs. Or, say, hey, teacher gifts. Do you need teacher gifts? Get a mini warmer and 3 bars for your teachers. Boom. That's $66 right there in US. I'm not sure what it is. Canada. Sorry. But just breaking it down that way, even if breaking it down by money or breaking it down by products, saying, hey, you love laundry products, right? If you can get 4 of your friends to buy laundry bundles, boom, you're at 200. Sold. Making it easier for them to say yes, or say, hey, it's great time of year. Everyone's buying their Christmas presents and they know they want to buy them early because of all the shipping stuff. Everybody loves Scentsy. Everybody loves it. So, finding different ways to break it down that way for them, it makes it hard for them to say no, especially when you tell them that they can get it free and all they have to do is put in a little effort.
And also don't be afraid of the no either, because the law of average is you're going to hear 9 no's before you hear 1 yes, majority of the time. So I always say, go for the no, because if you go for the no, that means that you're actually actively working your business and you're actually getting out there and you're contacting people. So I would love to see everybody tonight, or everybody rewatching this, get your list of 100 out, or, think of those people that you could think of and take, I do increments of 5. I work with 5 because if I sent out 15 messages to people and let's say all 15 of those people got back to me, I wouldn't be able to give the quality conversation with those people and actually work with them personally to make sure they understand things or have their questions answered properly. So I picked 5 people. So I challenge everybody to
call it Go for November.
Yes.
Go for November.
That is so good. Go for November. So yeah, try to get, I don't know how many no's you would want to get. Maybe 10 no's. Let's try for 10 no's for November.
How about this? By the end of the month, you need to send us a photo of 100 names on a piece of paper, crossed out, that either say yes or no next to their name.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Because again, guys, there's
visual is huge.
Yeah.
And there's 30 days in November. So don't get stressed out. I know we're day 2 in, but you could sit tonight and tomorrow and kind of get your list of 100 going, and then break those into increment days of being okay, today I'm going to reach out to 5 people. Tomorrow I'm going to reach out to XYZ.
100 divided by 30 is 3.3 people a day. So if you do 4 people a day, you'll be done before the 30th. And who knows where you'll be at.
Oh my gosh. Molly, I'm telling you, you're a little genius.
Genius. I love it too. I'm going to do it with my team. I'll do a video tomorrow. Go for November.
Go for November. And maybe we'll even have a little incentive attached to it for everyone who actually does it. And so you have to send your photo to either Brandy, me, or Allison. And if it's done, maybe There'll be a
So
little.
I'm guilty too for not sitting down and just messaging my customers and being like, hey, do you want to have a party or a shopping link or whatever, borrow bag? And that's the thing is when I do those booking blitzes, like I was saying to Brandy, I didn't do them much. And then when I sat and did them, I booked like 4 parties and I was like, why do I do this all the time? So this is just a great way to get everyone to give it a whirl and do it. And yeah.
And I think January will probably really start focusing on doing like a booking blitz on one of the calls, because February is going to be coming and that's the new book. And everybody is going to be like, wow, spring is coming. Let's get ready to go. Look at my girls, Carrie and Erica say Brandy's not allowed to challenge. Okay, well, I didn't put the challenge out there. Molly did.
It was me. I just took it to the next level. Carrie's like, no, she's typing something now. I know it. Yep.
Girls, I love challenging you guys. Why? Because I know how amazing you guys are and how much you guys can actually do when you get out of your comfort zone. You take one step out of your comfort zone and it's like holy jump-ins. Like,
plus putting a little pressure on you makes you into diamonds. So if we put a little pressure to you, it seems a little more time sensitive and you're more likely to like either shut it down or totally fly.
Yeah,
that's
some
the
urgency.
Sure.
Exactly. And guys, don't think that like we're not going to do this too, because like you lead from the top, right? So
I'm on it.
We will also
I need to do it
too, because hey, we need these trips to Alaska. I have a goal. I have 6,000 PRV is what I need for November, December, and January. And I get to take me and my husband on this cruise. But I'm gunning for that. I've got the sponsoring points. I just don't have the sales yet. So.
And I still need both. So I'm gunning for like 3,000 every month until then. So I have to get my big girl pants on and get some crap done, because I'm not going to lie to you guys. My seasonal affective disorder has been bad. I've been neglecting all my work, all my life, I just want to sleep all the time. So I need some pressure on me to kick some ass. And I think this is what's going to do it. I'm hoping. But believe me, you're not alone if you're sitting there and you're dragging your feet and you're feeling sluggish. And we do it too. Don't think that we're up here, we've done all the work and now it's coast and be easy. Oh, hell no. It's even harder, because now not only do we have to motivate ourselves, we have to motivate you guys. We have to, try to be awesome leaders and run our own business at the same time. So we always say this business is never easy, but it's totally worth it. Like, we get a lot of love and devotion out of doing this, but don't even for a second feel like there's days that we don't want to do it too, because there's days where we're just like, screw Scentsy, I'm done. I'm not answering any messages. I'll have like 8 messages from customers and I'm like, nope, I don't feel like it. And it's like, I know I need to, but my brain is like, nope, but I'd still get off, my ass and do it, because I don't want the alternative. I don't want where my business is going to collapse and die. So it's just all about taking those steps. And I tell my team all the time, set timers. If you don't feel like doing something, go get an egg timer, set it for 15, 20, 30 minutes. Do what you got to do just for those time. And then once the time's up, walk away. If you still feel like doing it and you have more to do, great. But if you want to be done, then be done. At least you did something.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree. Putting a time limit on things too, because then you're not over stressing yourself out, because let's be honest, we can only do something for so long till we either lose the love or lose the interest in it. So, I always start with, I have a list of 5 things every day that I need to get done. Every day they're different, but I make like number 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 are usually the hardest, most tedious, boring ones. And then as soon as I get done those, I'm like, wow, okay, I'm finally done those. I hated doing that, but it's done. And then I move on to like the things that I love, like labeling my Scentsy bars. That's like my favorite.
Awesome about just the mindless sitting there, smelling the bars a million times. And, it's fun. But yes, I agree. This business can feel like Groundhog's Day sometimes. and you're doing the same damn thing every day, and then you're not seeing results for a while, but we'll tell you what you're doing today might not show up like to fruition by the end of the month, but 3 months from now, you'll really start seeing the benefits, in a month, in 2 months, once these parties are booked, once you start, getting the money rolling in from these. It's just putting in the work to make it happen, because, no one's going to go out and book parties for you. No one's going to come. I mean, granted, you might have people come to you and say, hey, I want to host a party, but I can count on one hand how many times that happens in the past couple months. Most of the time it's me asking, getting my ask on, because they don't think about it.
Exactly. And touching back on the topic of hosting parties, when you have those parties, your goal in that party should be booking parties from parties. So you never want to just have a party with Allison, and then while that party's done, you should be contacting each person in that party to host their own party. So that could be you private messaging every person, or making an interactive post within that group that you're having your party with.
Or in the follow-up after the party, follow up on customers' orders, throw it out there. I bet you saw other stuff you really wanted. Do you want to have a party now? And I was thinking maybe we could write up some verbiage to go with the Go for November. Because sometimes it's just as daunting for people to write something up to email, where if they can just copy and paste it to 5 people every day, it just helps, right?
Maybe our 3 group chat, us 3 could kind of put that together.
Yeah. And then we can share it in the comments of this once it's posted on the team pages.
Absolutely.
But also, so we'll put that together, but I'm going to challenge you. If it doesn't sound like you need to tweak it. Because if it just sounds like someone, no, and I knew you were, I'm not saying that at all, Allison, totally I say, hey sis to everybody. So I'll be like, hey, I'll use their name and I'll be like, hey sis, how's it going? Always use their name. Don't just do the hey girl, because, oh my God. And then if it doesn't sound like you, or you share something, or you use lots of emojis, put emojis in it. If you use a lot of GIFs, throw a GIF on there with it, but make it you, because if you're sending the same thing to everybody and it doesn't sound like you, oh my God, I can't tell you guys, we all get those messages and we ignore them because it's so spammy. You don't want it to be spammy. You really don't.
Funny though, because I am that hey girl, I'm always like, hey girl, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah. That is me. That's me. But I also see a lot, obviously I have a ton of Scentsy friends on Facebook, and I see them with amazing verbiage with these cool photos and stuff, but they use y'all and
it's all American. Hey, Molly, I always find really good posts and it's y'all, and I'm like, it's an American rep, because we don't use that so much here.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, got to take that out. Let's make it Canadianized. And it just goes to show, just making it authentic to yourself, because that's the one thing in this business. We're all given the exact same tools, but it's the way that we portray it out to the world and the way that we work our businesses that makes us a little bit different compared to other people.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I just thought of another way to book parties. That works for me. When my parties come in and as I'm getting them ready for the hostesses, I take a picture of what the hostess got and I make people guess. I'll be like, this is how much she would have paid retail. How much do you think she actually paid? Mm-hmm. And then people like to guess. And then they're like, oh, okay. And then they're like, wow, that's all she spent. And then they're like, And everyone who comments on it, I'm like, hey, would you like to get this much Scentsy for yourself, for cheap, blah, blah, blah. And whether they do, they don't, whatever. But I haven't done that in a while. And I need to do it because it gets a lot of interaction.
I'm going to
love to guess that stuff.
I'm guessing that one, or I'm guessing that one tomorrow. I'm going to do that one tomorrow.
That one's also a lot of fun.
When you're closing your parties too, guys, don't forget, just if you're asking the host if they want that host exclusive kit at that $77, if they're not on board with it, don't stop there. Ask every one of the guests. You never know who might want to be gifted such a blessing of a discounted kit for $77.
Mm-hmm. And let the hostess know you're doing that. Be like, okay, well, since you don't want it, do you mind if I ask some other, of your guests? And, if she says she minds, I mean, that's kind of crappy, but I mean, you got to respect her wishes, but you know, most of the time I'm like, I ask and they're like, oh yeah, that's fine. I'm like, okay, bye.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to recruit your friends.
Yeah. I don't think I've had anybody say no.
I've had one person say no.
And it's probably because secretly down in her heart, in her soul, she wanted it for herself.
Yeah. I'll bet she did, but she still didn't. I'll get her someday though. She buys a lot. She just joined a different company and I'm like, that company doesn't sell stuff that doesn't sell. Well, I mean, they do sell some, like, what's the word I'm thinking of? Consumables, but not a whole lot. So I'm like,
okay, you'll be back. She'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a great thing about our business is it's all consumable product and everybody needs refills. It's fabulous.
Amen. So before we get done a little early here, does anyone have questions? I see that Erica has already booked a party. Woohoo! Carrie is not thrilled about it.
Oh, are you two challenging each other? Are you guys accountability sisters? Oh, you're not muted. You're not unmuted.
Oh, she put no.
Oh.
And guys, anyone have questions about booking parties? And like Allison said, we'll put something together probably tomorrow. It's getting late, about verbiage, and then we'll put it in the comments of this video on the Together page and on Brandy's page. I'm blanking on the name of it because it's so new with
the Mighty Goal Getters.
Mighty Goal, that's what it is. Mighty Goal Getters page too. So look in the comments there. And then too, what I'll do for anyone who's watching that isn't a part of our teams, I'll put it on my YouTube page in the comments too. So.
And like, if you see one of your friends on this call, become an accountability buddy, message them and say, hey, seen you were on the call last night. How's your party booking going?
Mm-hmm. Nope. Because honestly, you guys can be accountable to you guys, but we're not going to reach out to you and ask how you're doing this. This is up to you. This is your business. You choose if you're doing this challenge. Yeah. We are not going to chase you. You have to come to us and say, hey, we want this. We're doing this. Because then we'll be like, sure, awesome. But
we also have a kind of challenge going on within our group too. It's like one post every day for the month of November that I post it every day at 7 a.m. and then they can take it and post it in their VIP group or on their public page, however they want to do it. And one girl messaged me and said, how are we all supposed to tell you that we're doing this? And I'm like, hey, it's not about you telling me. I'm not your boss. It's you in your heart know that you're personally working your business and getting the interaction within your in your posts and in your groups.
Amen. All right. Well, I'm not seeing any questions, so we'll go ahead and
get done. No, they're all just chirping me.
Nope. They're all chatting up and
they're all at
those parties. We're gonna have an accountability war on our hands. I love it.
Oh, Rebecca has a question before we go. I think it's about compliance stuff.
I was just wondering, my chiropractor's office is having a Spirit Day thing where they're going to raffle off stuff, sort of. Basically, you can bring either a toy or food products or donate $20 towards Christmas for people that can't afford it. And if you do that, you get entered to win one of the items that is available. And I just wasn't sure how that works, because they asked me if I wanted to put a basket in.
Oh, you can absolutely do that. Absolutely.
Yeah, you're more than welcome, because you're personally not doing the raffle. You're gifting it to somebody, and whatever they do with your product is on them.
Okay.
But yeah.
Thank you.
I will say, if you're going to do that, put a coupon in there that says redeemable with you, so you can get that contact information, and ask if you can put business cards next to your basket. So that way too, people can take and get some information from you. So,
and if they would give you like a print off receipt, I think it's called goods in kind when you donate, and you can use it you can write it off. I mean, you can write off the product anyway that you got, but some businesses will give you a receipt called goods in kind because you donated it to them, but then you can take that amount and you have the receipt for tax time.
Thank you. All of you.
Okay, no problem.
April, can you take a picture of the party bags or say what's in them again? For me, what I put in my party bags is just all of the testers, 3 catalogs. I don't like to give out more than that, A, because they're expensive, and B, the more you give out, the more you won't get back. And so I put that, and then I put order forms, more order forms than they could ever use, most likely, because I want to make sure they have enough. And then some samples. And it can be samples of absolutely anything. Hi, Groot. I'm seeing Groot over Rebecca's shoulder there, and I love it.
So cute.
So that's what I put in my borrow bags. You can do them as small as just 10 testers. So if you don't have enough, if you only have your basket and you want to do these pouch parties, take 10 testers, make 8 pouches, and separate them out. Put a catalog, put a bunch of order forms, and do a little pouch party like that. Some people will be like, oh, I wanted all the testers. Be like, well, sorry, this is all I can do right now. If you wanted to have a big party, you'll just have to wait till I get my testers back. However you want to do it, there's no wrong way to put together a basket. It's just what you're comfortable with and what your customers seem to like. Most of my customers in the past, I've always done the bigger baskets. So to do smaller baskets, now I've spoiled them and they're like, oh, I wanted all the testers. I'm like, damn it, I can't do these pouch parties very well because my customers know what I do and they love it. So I just end up having to buy more basket, more of the big tester things. But it's a business write-off, and I figure I can never have too many bags. So yeah. And if there's any missing from them, they call me and they're like, oh, 2 of the testers are missing. I'll be like, well, my bags travel a lot and sometimes things get missing. And you know what? You can handle not having 2 of the 80 cents. Okay. So sit down. So that's just what I do in mine. Brandy and Allison, do you guys do anything different for your pouch basket borrow bags, or pretty much the same thing?
Same thing for me. I always do full sets. I've never done ones with only limited because I have so many big sets. So I just do the full sets, but I have done some that were wall fan parties. So it was just a wall fan and pods with the testers. And I did that in like the spring and summer just to change it up because I find I have some customers that use both, but I find like I have customers that just strictly use the wall fan products. And so I sort of made some of those up. So yeah.
It's a great product.
It is.
When
Brandy, you too?
Well, I just stick with, this is just me personally. I just stick with a mini, I put a bar in there, and I purposely take one from my personal stash that has, 1 cube out of it, because then people don't feel like they can't use it. Like, I'm the type of person, if somebody brought me this full thing of wax, no matter if they said to me, oh, you can use it, I'd be like, oh, I don't want to like break the wax or anything. So I kind of like mess it up a little bit so people don't feel like they're kind of wrecking my stuff. And then I go a little bit like beyond, and I put an example of things. And I tell them like, these are just visual examples. So I give them a scent pack, a travel tin, and a scent circle. And then obviously like the books, the full size testers, and the catalogs and order forms with the information highlighted that I want to receive from them. So name, address, postal code, and the email address.
Now, Carrie's asking, how do you figure out shipping price? Okay. I do pirate ship. So, but I don't love mailing them. I have been burned before where someone stole my bag. So if I am going to mail them to someone, I need their credit card number or a card number. So that way, if I don't get it back, I'm charging that shit. Because that's, $50, $60 worth of product right there, that if it's gone and I don't live close enough to get it from them, I don't want to be out, because I have been burned before. Most of my basket, I try to do that. Most of my basket parties are local, and then I do just online parties for people further away. But what I will do is I'll mail them. I'll actually show you. Do I have one? Hold on one second. I will mail them. And this this was my first time doing this, but because of COVID, I figured why not? So what I did was I got these on Amazon, little like makeup tester thingies, and I melted down all of the brand new scents for the year. And I just mailed them one of each of the new scents. So there's like, 8 to 10 testers in here. I'll throw a catalog and something in there. And this is like $3 to ship US. And it's a lot more doable than mailing a giant, basket, because again, I just get nervous about not getting my stuff back.
So for Canada, in parties that I do, because I have a lot of customers that aren't local to me, it's a gamble. If it's a customer that I know is a really good buyer, then I actually go into the consultant store and I ship them the kit with a couple catalogs right from the consultant store. But I don't always. So sometimes I've done where I just did the top up kit. So I didn't even do the whole kit. I just did the top up kit because it was cheaper. But you know how they have at the post office 3 different size express boxes. And the smallest express box, I think it's like $11.99 or $12. And it goes anywhere in Canada for that $12. Now it is narrow, like it's big, but narrow. So I've had to take my testers and put them in a different bag to get them in there. And then I've paid to ship it, to ship it back to me after. And I shipped it to them to get it returned. I have done some where I didn't even get them back. I just left it. I left them with the testers. It just depends on how well I do with the party and how much money I make, and how easy it was for the person to be able to ship them back to me, depending on how remote they are and stuff. But there are some products at the post office that aren't terrible. October was great because every Tuesday in October was free shipping. So you go online and you book a small business. So it's called Small Business with Canada Post. It doesn't cost any money. You go online, you register, you get this cute little credit card that comes in the mail. It's not like a real credit card, but it's got a number on it. So every time you go to the post office and you ship a package, as long as it's not a letter, it's a package, you get a discount with your little card. So then now anytime I have a package, I go right online and I print my shipping label off at home. And I kind of like it because this is awful of me, but I always fudge the numbers on how big the package is. So I pay way less, where if I go into the actual post office, I always pay way more. And they don't seem to care because you've already printed the label and stuck it on. They're just happy they don't have to do the work. So I always end up paying a little less that way. But in October and periodically through the year, they have free shipping Tuesdays where they give you a code. So that Tuesday you go on. So I wait to send my package on the Tuesday. I put in the code and I get to ship it for free, no matter how big or how heavy.
That's right.
I'm super jealous of that.
But it's not all year. They did have it for a while, but it was great because I did that the first time. Well, then that got me starting to print my own labels now, where now I don't have to go in the post office and have the lady do it. I have it already on there on my packages to just drop it off and it's ready to go. And I'm paying less now because I always put my dimension, because like our stuff's not really heavy. So I always just put the dimensions less and I end up paying less than, because it's like insane. Like I can go in there with a little package, $25, $25. Yeah. Like shipping, it's outrageous, Molly, what we pay.
Oh my goodness.
Outrageous.
So, Erica's asking what the name of that, if that was a small business program.
Oh, it's called Canada Post for Small Businesses. And then I put the app on my phone, and with the app, Canada Post here, let me look here. Where is it? Oh, sorry. It's called Solutions for Small Business. And then if you see on here, I don't know if you guys will be able to see because the light. So I actually have my little business card thing right on my phone that they can scan, but they also sent me a cute little card. And then you go into, so when I print my labels online at home now and you put the dimensions in at home and put all the information, it's called Canada Post Snap Ship. And then I just print the label and put it on, and it's always cheaper for me than going there and getting her to do it.
That's awesome.
That's a great idea. Carrie's asking about what individual shipping. So when I do a party, I just do a standard 10% across the board. And then I always say to the host, if your party gets to $265, I'll be refunding money back.
665.
Yeah, or 665, sorry. I'll be refunding some money back to people who have paid cash. They'll get that with their order. Or I will just make the adjustment and I won't charge their credit card as much.
Awesome.
Or
And
I
then-
will email transfer them back the money differential.
Yeah. And then Jennifer was asking, do you buy extra testers to do party bags? Yes, I buy extra testers. I usually have at least 4 to 6 basket parties, and I've bought those all through the years, and then I just change out scents at the new seasons. Some do get lost over time. So if it's a lot lost, then I'll just buy a whole new basket or a whole new tester set. If it's not a lot, then I'll spend, just a couple dollars to put the new ones in there. But yeah, I do buy extras because, like I said, basket parties or borrow bags are my number one form of partying. That's the one I like the most. So I market the hell out of that, and I reap the benefits of that. So I put more into doing that type of party. So yeah. All right. Any other questions? I love it. There's been a lot of questions, interaction on this party, this chat. Sometimes you guys don't have any questions, but you guys are great tonight. I love it.
I think everybody's starting to get a little bit more comfortable with each other and comfortable with, that
Our
they
format.
believe us, that we're going to tell them.
We're not going to
I
tell
don't know
them.
if it's the right answer, but we're going to tell them some good advice.
Well, we're not going to tell you anything that we're not doing ourselves, or that we know we should be doing ourselves, but maybe have been slacking on. So, we're not going to make you guys do anything we wouldn't do. We just, sometimes we forget, or we are dragging ass, and we just need to get our ass in gear. So go for November.
Yep.
Go for November. I love that. God.
All right.
What happens when you get a bunch of amazing people together? We come up with all these fabulous ideas to be able to grow our business and work our butts off. And I love it.
It gets you energized.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I always feel so full when I leave our team little powwows, because I'm like, wow, we have such a fabulous group of amazing people that we all really honestly care about each other. So
now we just need to work on getting more people to these trainings.
Yeah. Well,
Tell your friends.
Maybe I could do some kind of an incentive, right? Like we could incentivize it somehow.
Yeah, I know that I've been on a few calls where other leaders have invited me in, and they do attendance prizes.
Ooh.
So I would totally ship stuff to someone for sure.
And it's
Maybe
just
we'll do that.
It's just something small, like a scent circle, or a really cute Scentsy pen or something like that. But it's just
Starbucks gift cards.
Yeah.
That too.
Or everyone's name could go into a draw, and I can make them a Wax Boss shirt.
Yeah.
Ship it to them.
Yeah. Allison
See
makes
this? See Cheryl's? I made that.
I have a really, really cute one that has leopard print, and it says wax.
Spread in the Wax Boss attire. It's actually my daughter's Trashy Tees business, but we bought the Cricut and the t-shirt press, and I've been having lots of fun with the damn thing.
I honestly, if I had more time, energy, ambition, I would love to make my own shirts, but
super fun. I thought it was going to be harder because I'm not really crafty, but it's fun. Super fun.
That's awesome.
My mom got one, and she's messaging me constantly being like, what should I make next? And I'm like, I don't care. Leave me alone with your damn Cricut machine. She's going all out. I think everybody's going to have personalized everything for Christmas. And
what's next week's training before we all go?
It's going to be me. And I'm blanking on my topic.
I'm blanking on your topic too. Let me pull up the chat.
I want to say it's PRV and sales growth, or PRV growth and sales.
That sounds like it's right. Well, let me just double check.
And then I'm doing hostess coaching the week after.
No.
Yes. So yes, you're doing PRV and sales, and then Allison on the 23rd will be doing hostess coaching because the 16th is when Lisa will be coming to share with us on Scentsy Club.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
And in our Mighty Goal Getter group tomorrow, Karina is coming on at 1:00 to talk about Disney and compliance. So she wasn't quite comfortable yet to speak as a group on Zoom. She's really practicing super hard on her English, and I think her English is fabulous.
I think it is too.
But she says she's not there yet. She goes, I promise I'll come on to one of your week Zooms. She's like, but I'm not there yet. So.
All right. Well, thanks again for coming, ladies.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Cheryl.
Well, I won't see you next week, but they will. So
yeah, have fun in Disney, Molly.
Yes, have fun, Molly.
I will.
Yeah. Make sure you take a picture or 5 and make sure you send
I'll go take some pictures in the Canada Pavilion to send to you guys.
Yeah.
Molly, were you not so excited when you saw that up warmer? Because is that not your tattoo? What was your face when you saw that? Like, all I could think of when I saw it was you. I was like, oh my God,
I may have
freaking out.
I may have screamed. And like with all of these Disney warmers, y'all, I'm running out of room, but I still was like, I don't care. I want that so bad. That and the Disney like Christmas Mickey one. And I was like,
no, there's so much fabulous stuff coming. My husband,
my own best customer,
divorced me. I'm literally going to have a divorce because
I'm so sad about that gingerbread house, because that would have been so cool with the scent of the season collection. And again, we'll get it next year if not, but I feel so bad for them. Nothing worse than planning these great things and the stuff's not getting in. Like, how frustrating is that? Like, I feel, that's frustrating.
I feel that we're very privileged. I feel like we're very privileged though. Like at the beginning of COVID, we had all those mix-ups and the tubes. We couldn't get the room spray tubes, and now we have crappy ones, and we're phasing those out, and the counter cleaner sprays, like all that kind of stuff. But like, we, knock on wood, have been so good with shipping, and some things are a little slow, but you wouldn't even know it.
I know, we're pretty freaking blessed.
Not running out of stock like last year. Yeah, we've been super lucky.
Yeah. I hope we start running out of some holiday stuff, because I feel like it puts the fire under people's butts. And I hate that they're like, oh, we'll bring that back on X day. I'm like, no, keep it gone. Then people are like, oh, that's going to sell out. I'm going to buy my stuff that I need now, not wait.
Oh, it'll just be coming back.
It's like a double-ended sword. Like
can't
win, can't lose kind of thing.
No. But alrighty, kids.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go start
my notes later.
Good night.
Bye.